This video is made possible by the following sponsors. Make sure to check out their products as well as the rest of my gear in the description below.
Hey guys, Talky Drivey Man here, and welcome back to Assetto Corsa for another video. In today's video, I'm going to be answering a question that I've been asked quite a few times over the course of my YouTube career, and that is, how close can you get to the pace of a steering wheel with a gamepad? So like a lot of you guys, I'm sure, I started racing on consoles with a gamepad, so I'm actually quite used to using one when it comes to driving games. I actually used to race in R-Factor a little bit before I had a wheel with a gamepad online, and did pretty well. In fact, I actually won a race or two. To test out the difference in pace, I'm here at the Brands Hatch GP circuit in one of my favourite cars in Assetto Corsa, the Porsche 962. I'm going to be doing an outlap and then a fast lap with my wheel. I'll then go away, do a little bit of practice with the gamepad just to get up to speed, and then do the same thing and see how our times compare. Now, of course, this test is a little bit biased because I use this wheel day in, day out, so I do expect to be quicker on this wheel, but my curiosity lies with just how close I can get with the gamepad, especially given that this costs about £30 and this costs thousands of pounds. So let's go find out the pace difference between a gamepad and a full-blown simulator. So I'm here in the pit lane at Brands Hatch inside our 962. You can see just above my webcam there, I have the pedal input, so you can see how much throttle or brake I'm putting in. Not really so much help here because I'm using the pedals, so you can see that with the pedal cam, but it will be good for the gamepad to see how that compares. I've also got my driving position a bit further back than I'd usually have, so you can see my wheel inputs. Let's make our way onto the circuit and talk a little bit about the perks, I think, of using a wheel with sim racing. So coming out the pit lane now, of course, using the full manual experience, so H-pattern, heel and toe downshifts, the full arc, coming down Paddock Hill now. And already you can see in both the pedal chart and the wheel movements that having a wheel in sim racing, it just feels a lot more natural for obvious reasons. You're pretty much matching what you see on screen, and this is how you would drive a car in real life. A wheel also affords you the ability to be very smooth in and out of corners, especially with pedals like these. A lot of travel, or a lot of individual measurements on the pedal, so you can be nice and progressive, and that sort of helps, especially in a car like this. You might argue this isn't the best car for the test, but I thought, hell, any excuse to drive this car is a good excuse, so I'll drive it here. I am using the baseline setup, so you can actually try this test at home if you have the ability to do so. Through Hawthorne, it's nice and easy, just being pedestrian on our outlap, no point going fast yet. I am going to, of course, go as quick as I can for my flying lap, because I'm really interested to see just what the difference will be. Through Sheen, there we go, nice, to the outside, and then down to second gear. Right, okay, let's wind it up and see how fast we can go around here on our 962, shall we? Down a third for clearways, a little bit wide there, but we'll carry the speed through, wait for that boost to kick in. There it is, now we're moving. Up to fourth gear, we don't quite get fifth around here on the base setup. Paddock Hill, big braking zone, try and get to the inside as early as possible. Back on the throttle, aim for the curb on the outside, run over it. There it is, nice, up to Druids. Brake uphill is nice here because it helps you out, come to the inside nice and early. A bit wide there on the exit, but doesn't matter too much. Plant the throttle downhill, the left foot brake in third gear around here. Again, missing the apex a little bit. Baseline isn't the pointiest thing in the world. Back on the power, now we can get away with using third round here. Second gear's a little bit too leery, so we'll use third. Wait for the boost, wait for the boost, there it is. Rear of the car, still trying to break loose, even at low RPM there. Back straight now, Pilgrim's drop. And back up to Hawthorne, so speed downshift to third gear. Bring it to the inside. Throttle nice and early, there it is. And back downhill, got the turn in this car. Lots of understeer on the baseline setup, that'll be interesting to see how that transfers over to the pad. Keep it in third gear. Attack this curb on the right, then down to second, attack the curb on the left, throttle early, use the runoff, nice, okay. Now coming up to clearways, third gear through there, a bit earlier turning to compensate for the understeer. And there you go, not the fastest lap around here, but a very good thing to compare the gamepad against. It's going to be a 1:22.415. Now, what I'm going to do is go set up the gamepad. You sort of have to set up a gamepad differently to the wheel, and what I'll do is I'll show the settings I have for the gamepad, and then we'll see how close we can get to that time. So I actually had to launch Assetto Corsa properly to get to this window here. I couldn't get to it in Content Manager, which is a bit of a shame. But first things first, speed sensitivity, that is at 30%, which essentially means that as I go faster, as my speed rises, the sensitivity of the steering becomes less, which means that I'm not going from side to side super quickly at 180 miles per hour plus, makes it just a lot smoother. And in the advanced settings, you can see I've got steering speed set at 20%, gamma at 2, filter at 0.2, and dead zone at 0.02. And all those settings just make it a lot smoother to drive with a gamepad. If you don't have those settings built in with the gamepad, then you find yourself having a very twitchy setup with the car, and it's extremely difficult to be smooth. You have to bear in mind that a lot of console games have this sort of stuff already built in, but you have to manually put it in PC Sim. So hopefully these settings should help if you are driving with a gamepad. So here we are then in the pit lane, but this time with the gamepad. You can see the steering very sensitive indeed. I'm going to run a couple of practice laps before I do my fast lap attempt, just because I want to make it a fairer test. I don't want to just jump in straight to the gamepad when I've not used it in this sim ever. And hopefully we can, just make that gap a little bit smaller. But I will show you guys my outlap. So let's give this a go. So put it into gear there, using of course no clutch around here. Coming out the pit lane. So here we are then at Brands Hatch in our 962. Wow, this is somewhat sensitive. Nice easy line there to the inside. Up to Druids. Got to try and get used to the sensitivity of the brakes. That's second gear. Wow, that's a very big input there on the steering. I'm already finding that I'm actually lost in gears because I'm not using an H pattern box. I'm using just the buttons here. Open it up a little bit on this straight. And wow, I say small braking. I need to really turn down the sensitivity here of this steering before another attempt. Over the or downhill now, Pilgrim's Drop. So it's brake, oh god, down the third, whack it in, come on, make it. Not too bad so far, not very neat, but not too many big moments as of yet, just being nice and smooth through there, back on the power. You can see just how violent the movements are in the wheel, and a lot of that you really won't be able to tune out, I don't think. This game on PC is meant to be run with a wheel. Oh god, wide. But I think we have made a good headway to making it a bit smoother. I guess we'll do a time lap just quickly here and just see how far off we are. Right, let's go. So, first lap ever in Assetto Corsa with a gamepad. Time lap in a 962 at Brands Hatch. Right, this is so surreal. Yeah, heavy on the brakes there, a bit too heavy, but trying to get the car turned in without having the front wheels just plough. A bit wide there onto the grass. Come on. Soft. Soft enough anyway. Probably should run traction control and stuff for this, but hey ho. The braking is almost instant. So I just got a full braking straight away. There's no progressive braking in this. I can't really do it. Maybe someone more skilled than me can, but I can't. It's not been a terrible lap so far. We just don't really carry any speed with the gamepad. It's very stop and start. But you could definitely race with this. Like, again, I've done it previously. You can definitely race with it. Just try not to go full lock and scrub the wheels. It's very difficult. I'm putting in what feels like absolutely minute amounts of steering. No, Drat. Very hard to go in between there. So we've got a 22.4 to beat. We aren't going to beat it this time round. This is our first lap. I will come back to you when I actually do a good representative lap. Go through the gears again. So 22.4 is about to pass us by. Barrel into clearways. Not awful. So we're going to be quite a way off this first time. Yeah, we're going to be about 7 seconds off there, which I sort of expected. What I'm going to do is do a little bit of practice, guys, then come back when I do a lap that I think is worth showing. Just to make this more fun, I actually discovered the traction control was on for that first attempt. So let's see how we do now. I'm feeling a bit more confident. So there's the 22.4 gone. We're only 2.5 seconds off. I'll see if we can do one more. Only just. I want to do one more. I don't feel like I've done this justice. Oh god, it's slidey. I'm being as soft as I can, it's so scary. I think it's definitely time to make up here for Hawthorns. Well, just how brave do I want to be? I'm so tense on the gamepad right now, just trying to be so soft with it. That was a better lap. I think it's about as it's going to get from me. It's going to be a 23.7, so we're only 1.3 seconds off. With a gamepad, with about 8 laps of practice here around Brands Hatch. That is ridiculous. Also, my hands are really sweaty now because I was really gripping that, but wow. You know what that tells me, guys? It tells me that you can be just as fast, I think, with a gamepad than you can be with a wheel. I think the wheel affords a lot more smoothness, but I think you can tune a lot of that into the gamepad. I was very quick in my tuning of settings. You might notice, by the way, my guy was juggling the wheel at every corner, but that was fun. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed that video and found it entertaining in any way, then please hit that like button, maybe hit the old subscribe button as well. I'm thinking about maybe doing one of these with a keyboard as well. Let me know what you think of that in the comments, and of course, make sure to hit the bell icon. I always forget to say that, because that makes you you get a notification then when I put up a new video or whenever I go live on stream. And again, a massive shout out to my sponsors and Patreons. Love you guys. Thank you for watching. Have an awesome day. I'll see you all next time.